Well, I just did all that for no reason. Let's restart this chat. Open your eyes yet again as we welcome you back to the Iowa capital of Des Moines. Duke Williams Stadium is set and ready for the round one playoff matchup between the number 8 seed New Mexico Military Institute versus the number 1 seed Grandview Vikings. This game will decide who will go 1-0, who gets an opportunity showcasing a bounce back, dominance, discipline, who will win this battle of what we all know as momentum. That's what we will find out on this football field, as this is yet again another showcasing of the RJCAA Round 1 playoffs here on VRSN. Once again, I'm your host, VJ, and I'm ready to give you guys coverage of this game. This game is not a huge one with high stakes. This is the 1 seed versus the last seed that just sneaked their way into playoffs. As you know, you guys hopefully had seen my stream that I posted the day before. I think I posted on Sunday? Saturday? I think it was on Sunday. Regardless, it doesn't even matter. So yeah. Here's the Grandview Vikings. This is the second showcasing of their team on VRSN. The last game we showed was in an absolute thriller. Although they did have dominance in that game, they had a 22-point lead, but they blew it as they let West Hills fight their way back in the game. And after that, it seemed like Grandview was going to go on a downhill spiral. But after that game, they locked in. They stayed true to themselves. They saw that 22-point lead, and they said, we cannot let this happen again. So they went on, they beat teams, and now they're here at a 6-3 record with the number 1 seed. And here is New Mexico Military Institute just sneaking their way in the playoffs. They've had a great season. Before this game, before the last game, they had 2 wins with about 5 losses. But they got their win against Iowa Western after bringing Exotic down in crucial pressures to make him rattled and throw terrible throws that forced multiple defensive stops. So their defense really stepped up in that game, which really gave them the win. So here they are now, facing the number 1 team, although they are the privilege to be here, considering that if they had lost that Iowa Western game, they would be out of the playoffs. So the coin toss had just happened, if you guys had hopefully seen. Both of these teams are now getting ready to tee it up. It seems like New Mexico Military Institute had won the toss in which they're going to elect to defer. So we're going to go on a little short break, guys. We'll have coverage of the round 1 playoffs between the number 1 seed Grandview Vikings facing on the number 8 seed sneaking in New Mexico Military Institute. Stay on VRSN, and we will have coverage extremely shortly. It's going to be like 2 seconds. Welcome back, folks. Sorry for the little short break. Just had to get in my booth here. But both teams are now ready for the kickoff. New Mexico Military Institute, once again, won the toss. So they have elected to defer, in which they're going to kick it off. So it's going to be Grandview and their powerful offense to start with the football. It's going to be Omni Soup, their reliable kicker, to put it off here. Like I said earlier, both of these teams are looking for momentum, a chance, an opportunity to get themselves to the next round, to carry on what they've started here in this game, to get themselves to the big game, the national championship game. Let's see who will gain that momentum. It all comes down here tonight. New Mexico, Grandview, for a spot in the second round. And your Russell is going to take it out from the end zone. Sorry for the lag as he gets past one man. He has some nice blocks down the sideline. He gets down to the 36-yard line, and that's where the Grandview offense will start their drive. And now we'll see the quarterback, Char. He played great in his last game, although he came up with key mistakes. What do I mean by last game? I mean the West Hills game that I streamed on the channel. Came with key mistakes. They really could have pulled away in that game. It will cost him mistakes like that fumble or that incomplete pass he had thrown across his body when he had somebody wide open towards the middle. That's really what costed him in the game. Or that interception that was thrown earlier in the game. I don't really remember exactly what part in the game, but I know it was just some time in the second half, which is where that West Hills comeback really started to brew. Now, even after the West Hills offense started coming back in the game, they didn't go away. Char threw a touchdown pass, and here he is running again. He used his legs a lot in the first game that I covered, and he's using it instantly on the first play of the game for a gain of 11 for a first down. And that's one thing New Mexico's going to have to keep in mind. Their offensive line on this team has been paving the way all season. And here they are paving the way again, especially with Char's legs in the backfield. So with the timeout, that play, they tried to run it quickly, but it didn't work as the officials had got in the way. Play clock right now is the amount of time New Mexico will have time to use on their timeout. A lot of running we'll see in this game from Char. He does like to use his legs, so it's going to be all up to the defensive line on New Mexico. Let's see if they will be able to get pressure, just as they did last game on the quarterback Asymiotic. Char being able to win like 2 rings, or I'm pretty sure he's won more, but a couple of rings in this league. And there's another keeper up the middle again for Char, but this time they shut it down for a gain of 3. H underscore, the man who made a huge impact in the last game I've covered, the game that I covered on that, I believe, Sunday. I think it was Sunday. No, it was Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, the game that I covered on Saturday, he made a huge impact for New Mexico. Both sides of the ball. Can he make another impact here? It's all up to him. It's also going to have to do with his team, without a doubt. And with yet again another timeout from New Mexico, they already burned 2 to start the game. That'll come to hurt them later on if they need to use it later on. So here's the Grandview offense waiting again, and New Mexico having to get themselves in shape. They only have 10 players on the field, I believe. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah, they got time. So that may hurt them. So here's Char on the 2nd and 7. They try to jump on all sides, and 2 people do. So here's Char now making his way right. Char taking his time as he has all day to throw on this free play. You know he's going to try and look for something deep. And you know he's going to step up and he's going to fire it towards the sideline. And it's swatted away. Luckily, almost getting to the hands of his receiver, but it was luckily batted down by the DB. But with the +5 due to the offsides penalty, they will accept. They'll move him to the 49-yard line, or excuse me, the 46-yard line for a 2nd and 3. Left side roller for Jar as he tried to jump on both sides, but it didn't work. He's trying and get that block, in which he does. And here he is yet again, using his legs to get the first down, stepping back and getting across the 35 for a gain of 12. So it's going to be yet again another first down carry for Chara as they get down at the 34. New Mexico's defense, if you're going to try and beat Chara and his Grandview team, you're going to need to contain, which is very much definitely difficult to do. Although you can adjust. Right side rollout for Chara. He's going to look to throw it downfield. It's underthrown and swatted down. Almost intercepted. The DB just patting it and denying it as he had a receiver open in stride, just underthrown. 2nd and 10. at the backfield yet again on this second down. Seems like the receiver got past the New Mexico defense. I mean, he really had him beat. But Char has just made a better throw, and I can sense a run coming here. He trying to jump him off sides again. It doesn't work. So Char was creeped up just for a little bit, but he jumps back, and now he's rolling left. This time they contain him on that left edge, but can he contain it right? But it's not enough time before he gets the ball out to his receiver before a trust for a gain of 10. Across the 25, down at the 24, a first down carry it again. A carry, a first down pass. So here's Char from the 24-yard line. Slinging it early. Left side rollout. Firing to the left side, and wide open is JT. JT down the sideline. JT escapes and scores in the end zone. Yet again, another huge play touchdown for Grandview. They strike instantly. Nobody was there as Grandview quick tempo, and the New Mexico short or defender who was guarding him just wasn't there in time for the quick touchdown pass. And with the PAT, they'll go up by 7 to start the game. So the first drive results in the score. So they had started with decent field position about across the 35, and they just went marching down the field. There's not a single play there that they've lost yardage or gained 0 yardage. So New Mexico, if they're going to win this game, they're going to step on the defense. Let's see what their offense got. As it's Char to kick it off here, and being taken out from the 1 is Big SC Trey. He made an impact last game. He's going to try and make an impact on the return. Trying to get that block. He does. Trying to get the edge, and which he is hit hard. His helmet goes flying up. JT's in the weight room. Pro football may not have actual weights he can lift, but the way that hit was given by JT, it's as if he's been lifting his entire life. So it is a good return from the 36 is where your offense will start. There's going to be a 1st and 10 from there. So here comes your quarterback, Bonafide Scrub. He didn't play his best game last game, but he made enough impactful throws to get his team down the field and in the end zone to win it. Scoring a total of 20 points in the last game. So they're going to use the play clock to take time to get settled here. They called subs. If you look at the Jordan's League, it is in the description. To get settled here. Okay. For all the people watching currently, I do appreciate you guys. You know, it's not a lot of times where I actually have people watching my stream, so just having 6 people currently watching it means the world to me. So yet again, I appreciate you. So with the subs finally being over and the whistle being blown, it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. It's a left side rollout for Bonafide Scrub. Bonafide Scrub push back here, having no blocks on the edge. He's going to have to just fall back on his back foot. It finds it to hentai. Excuse me. H underscore, and it completes. I did not mean to say that. Excuse me. 2nd and 10. So the Grandview pass was getting back there early. In their black and purple or red like jerseys. It looks good. I can't say that. I have no idea The color combo is really nice. And here's pressure from all cylinders, and he gets it off, but it's incomplete. Knocked out of the hands for 104 days. Apollo forcing an incompletion. I mean, that was just straight pressure. Nobody on the New Mexico offensive line was able to block the defensive line for Grandview. 3rd and 10. Empty backfield for Bonafide Scrub. Left side rollouts. Scrub looking. He just needs 10. Hit the first down. He's going to throw a risky pass. It's incomplete again. Knocked out of hands. This time it's Epic forcing the incompletion. 4th and 10. Now they're going to be forced to punt. So great defensive possession by the Grandview defense. Although a terrible offensive possession by New Mexico. And having no time to throw is Bonafide Scrub as he's just pushed back and forcing himself to throw it off his back foot. Or should I say being forced to throw it off his back foot. Whistle's blown. And he's going to wait for his team to get downfield for him to kick it off, and which he finally does. Although it's going to fall short, dead at the 31-yard line. And that's where Grandview will start their drive. So here comes Shar yet again in his Grandview offense. Looking to score back-to-back touchdowns. They're trying to pull away in this game. Kirstensen, from what I thought would be the 31, essentially they called him, they wrote him down at the 32. So can they find the end zone? They're going to call subs. This is a round 1 playoff game between New Mexico and Grandview, number 1 ranked Grandview Vikings, and it's keeper up the middle by Char for gain of 4. So using the QB draw yet again, setting up a 2nd and 6 on design after their designed run. It's going to be a keeper up the middle yet again, and Char is going to get the first down as he muscles away across the marker. Great push by the offensive line to give him the gain of 7. The defensive tackles just getting towed here early. They try and jump him off sides, doesn't work. This offense can use a lot of clock too with them runs on the right side rollout from Char. Char scanning, looking for somebody open. So far from what I'm seeing, it's great defense downfield. He's now being pushed back to throw. This is great pursuit. Char, can he escape as the defensive line gets close? But it does not bring him down. But he's going to be forced to let it go towards the sideline. And it's reeled in bounds! Rudy makes it a spectacular catch for a gain of 4. All that for a 2nd and 6. What a throw and what a play, mostly by Navarone to keep that play alive. Left side rollout by Char. Char scanning, looking for somebody to get open here. Great defense downfield. Although not great pass rush by the defense for New Mexico, and he gets it off to Navarone again. Navarone navigating, cutting back, still going down inside the 25. A huge gain of 30 all the way into New Mexico territory in the red zone. So Navarone not only making spectacular catches, but he's making great yards after catch for Grandview. 1st and 10 from the 23, left side rollouts. Char scanning, looking, firing towards the right side of the field, and it's caught, but this time it's knocked out. He tried to go to Navarone again, but Sir Naruto says no. 2nd and 10. Empty backfield again for Char. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left side rollout. Char trying to find the end zone yet again on the drive. He's going to look to keep it. Instead, no, he wants to go across his spine. Real Rushley inside the 5. What a pass! It's just a rainbow all the way into his hands, down at the 3-yard line. First and goal. 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Can they get it off in time? No, they won't. So it's going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-0 as Grandview is on the doorstep of punching this one in. After a perfect pass there by Char the previous play to get them inside the 5, down at the 2-yard line. Fake the keeper. Left side rollout. Char trying to get a block. He'll lob it in wide open. It's epic. They left him open. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for Grandview. As they are just pouring it on. The start to a second quarter starts with a touchdown pass by Char. And epic. It's have a little cat and mouse chase as he's just taunting the DB. So here is Char and Mock for the PAT. Or Marcus for the PAT. To put themselves up by 14, and it's up and through. So here is Grandview with a huge, not a huge lead, but 14-0 lead to start the game. With 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game. Now, they have blown a huge lead before, but I don't think ever since that game that it's really happened before. Char looking for his third. I think his third ring, from what I know. But yet again, another ring. He's looking for another ring in this game. And it's going to be taken out of the back of the end zone. They will not take it out. As New Mexico's offense is on the field again. Now, we haven't seen any bad throws yet from, what's his name? Bonafide Scrub. Although his receivers has really been the ones that not be able to finish a play. First and 10 from the 25. Bonafide Scrub trying to bounce back. If anything, right now, the key to this game is the offensive line. And if Bonafide is going to want to be able to get these passes off quicker to find open receivers, he's going to need that pass protection. So, let's see if anything will change. It's the right side rollouts for Bonafide Scrub. Trying to get a block as the D tackle gets through, but he gets enough time to get it off to the receiver. SRM took the ball late, but he's still moving down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 20, and that could make a spark here in this game. As right now, what you need is a little bit of rhythm, especially when you're down 14-0. Now it's a left side rollout. The Bonafide Scrub. Once again, he has pressure from the edge. Scrub looking. Firing to the sideline. It's caught, and this time, Big Ashley Trey will keep it in his hands. A gain of 10. First down. Down at the 46-yard line into Grandview territory. So here comes the New Mexico offense. First and 10, empty backfield. Three receivers to the right as they run trips. And Bonafide Scrub had pressure from the linebacker. He's now making his way left. He's going to fire to the sideline again. And Big Ashley Trey makes a diving catch. And he just clowns epic. It's going to be a battle for them two all game. Second and 3. Seems like Grandview is going to go with man coverage in this game. Right side of rollout for Bonafide Scrub. Pressure again. He's going to need to get this one out quick. He's going to need to find somebody open. He's going to fire to the sideline and not being able to roll in bounds his receiver. That's just too far out for the outstretched hands of him. Third and 3. New Mexico with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the second quarter. the first half in general. Trying to get on the board to cut the lead down to 7, or at least one score. To give themselves a chance. They charge up on all sides, doesn't work. Empty backfield. They have 3 receivers to the right and a tight end on the right side. Right side rollout for Modified. Scanning, looking, firing to the right side, but swatted away. Denied by your Wesley. Now it's going to set up a 4th and 3. So Grandview now has a chance to get their offense back on the field from the 39-yard line. Bonafide scrub rolls right. This is a huge play that can impact the game. Has enough time, but he's now running out of it. He lets it go towards the sideline again, and it's Big X-Ray Trey again. His 3rd reception on this drive. Epic, just getting fried for a first down. So that extends the drive. Somebody on the New Mexico had just dove off sides, and that will cause a flag. So it's going to be a false start. And with that, I'll move them back 5 yards. This will set up a 1st and 15. Butterfly Scrub has been throwing absolute dimes to his receivers. Just depends if they can make the catch. But also props to Grandview for having great coverage. It's pressure instantly from the D tackle. Butterfly. He's going to need to get this one out, and he does. Although they're going to try and ask for grounding, there's no receiver in the area, and this one's coming back. They do rule him that he was out of the pocket. Although that doesn't matter. So with that grounding, it will count as a sack due to the pressure by DJR. Getting in the backfield. He has been getting back there quite a bit in this game. So New Mexico having trouble with this Grandview pass rush, although it doesn't even matter because it will be ruled incomplete. So it's coming back. They say that he was outside of the tackle box, or there's at least a receiver in the area. 10-yard radius. Right side rollout on the 2nd and 15. Modified 5 to the right sideline, picked off, intercepted by JT. He ran him easily. A risky throw and a costly turnover. And New Mexico now being down 14. And Grandview with a chance to pull away here early with 2:29 left on the clock in the first half. It was just an underthrown ball. It was really a fight for the football, and JT came up with it. Just threw it right to him. So it's a 1st and 10 from the 20 is Char, as he's going to keep it up the middle for a gain of 4. Yet again, another quarterback keeper for the quarterback. 2nd and 6. Right side rollout here for Char. Char scanning. Gets the blocks he needs. You can see the difference between both of these teams. And it's going to be a play that's coming back. It's going to be an offensive pass interference by one of the offensive line, Hearn. Basically an illegal man downfield, as he probably thought run by the quarterback, Char. Second and 18. For the 10 viewers watching, I do appreciate each and every single one of you. put my heart out into these streams, and it's great to see that it's being appreciated here. 2nd and 16 now. From the 14-yard line. Due to a flag being called due to the offensive pass interference by Hearn. Right side rollout by Char. Char has all day to throw. Once again, great blocks, and he's going to keep it here. Nobody really up in that field in which he's going to keep his legs. And with a gain of 17, he uses them legs to get the first down. What? A run. Nobody on New Mexico to be able to take him down. 1st and 10 from the 31. Left side rollout again. Great blocks on the edge. Char may look to keep it. Instead, he's going to want to look downfield. He wish he'll fire it downfield, but it's denied again. An underthrown ball, resulting in an incompletion. Bringing him at 2nd and 10. Chara, as much as he's played great in this game using his legs, he hasn't really thrown a deep pass accurately unless it's wide open. So it's going to be a right side rollout here by Char. Char scanning, asks someone wide open towards the middle, and he's incomplete. Yeah, it is incomplete. This one did fall dead. I did think that was an interception for a second there, but I guess it's not. Clearly, considering that it hit the ground, brings up a 3rd and 10. A minute and 43. New Mexico desperately needs to stop here. Well, it is under 2, so it'll be a decision if Grandview does not get the first down here. Chara gets a block again. He's going to try and get the edge, in which he will. Chara gets the block he needs, in which he's still going. Chara navigating. Chara getting blocks all the way inside the 35. Although he is drilled by a young kid. A gain of 36 from the carry as he gets the first down and more. 1st and 10. And with the head stick and his hump being popped off, it's going to have to be taken out of the game. And here's PK Epic. In the back here. It's the snap in. It's a tight end to get the snap. It's a direct snap to Marcus. And he's going to pick up a gain of 3. But the clock will start to run. And here is Chara to come back in the game. Now under a minute left here in the first half. Right side rollout. Char scanning. Doesn't get blocks from the edge. He'll step up and throw it towards the middle of the field. And he has JT. A diving catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Grandview. They're pulling away here as they go up by 20. As JT beat man coverage towards the middle, and Chara found them. A perfect pass in the bucket for JT for a touchdown. And with a PAT, they're going to go up by 21 here before the second half. Unbelievable showing by Char. And they'll fake it. You're going to look to put on more on the New Mexico defense. A toss to the right, intercepted. And what a great interception by War Conflict. A diving pick to prevent the 2-point as Grandview got gritty. So with 48 seconds here, New Mexico's going to get the football. But down by 3 scores. They really need a spark here. Last drive wasn't too bad, but a costly interception by Bonafide Scrub is what ended it. So it's going to be kicked off from the 35-yard line. Char to tee it up and boot it. And this one's going to be taken out from the 4-yard line by Sir Naruto. So Naruto gonna try and reverse field, but a great open field tackle by Navaruni. Not letting him getting across the 24-yard line. Excuse me, the 26-yard line. Although it's going to be a 1st and 10 from there. New Mexico will use substitutions to get themselves prepared for this drive. They're really going to use their time. First and 10 from the 26. It's been a great half for Grandview so far. They've been killing the New Mexico defense in dominant fashion by the legs of Char and by the great catches by the receivers and also, most importantly, the offensive line. Bonafide Scrub being pushed back. His offensive line is not doing so well for him in this game. He just has to let that one go. 2nd and 10. Grandview's been bringing the pressure. Did I mention their defense was also doing well? Well, if I didn't, I shouldn't mention it now. They've been keeping the New Mexico defense out of the end zone. Offense, excuse me, out of the end zone. Left side rollout and pressure yet again from DJR. And it's underthrown and intercepted. Intercepted by Yor Rushley. He has it again. Grandview, with 24 seconds, gets yet again another defensive takeaway. And with a touchdown, I'm sure this one will be put away. They have a chance to go up by 28. The number 1 seed, proving themselves to be just that in this game. Bonafide Scrub struggling now. Having 0 time in that backfield, forcing him to make error throws. And that error throw forced an interception by Yor Rushley, who has his team at the 31-yard line on the right side rollout for Char. Char scanning. Char is going to want to take an inch outside. Once again, this time he's going to look for Epic, and he has him in the end zone. Touchdown yet again. Grandview. Vikings extend the lead. They are just pouring it on here. An absolute bloodbath in Des Moines, Iowa. A 26-point game now. They're going to go for 2. New Mexico, all out of sorts. Momentum's running low. They still do have 11 players on the field, but I mean, I'm surprised even their sideline is still here. 1st and goal, or excuse me, second. 2-pointer from the 2-yard line. Char, push back. Trying to extend the play. Or should I say his offensive line trying to extend the play, trying to get a block. He's going to fire left wide open in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch. Marcus in the end zone. 28-point game. Unbelievable how open he was. $28-0. An absolute shutdown, shutout here from Grandview with 11 seconds left here in the first half. New Mexico does get the ball. Seems like their offense and team in general is going to stay in the game. Usually other teams would forfeit, but there's no quit here from this team. Now, keep in mind, earlier in the season, Grandview did blow a 22-point lead, but this time it's just 28. So, it's going to be even more difficult to try and to trail back here. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line for the New Mexico offense. Right now, their offense hasn't been able to provide nothing in this game. Bonafide Scrub has struggled, especially with the pass protection, having no time to throw. With the subs, they try and prepare themselves for the drive yet again. $11 players, empty backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. From Bonafide Scrub. 4 seconds left. Wonder what they'll decide to do here in this game. If I were them, I would just heave it downfield and just gain stats, honestly. Although, H underscore has a burn on the right. Bonafide Scrub push back. He's going to let it go towards the right side of the field. And wide open, but he dives to make the catch. Instead of trying to get extra yardage, he dives. And now we're going to end at the first half. Unbelievable. I mean, what are you doing? Well, doesn't matter. New Mexico will get the ball to start the second half. A 28-point game. Char, Pure Rushley, JT, Marcus, and other weapons on the Grandview offense have put themselves up by 28. While Bonafide Scrub, H underscore, and his other weapons have been silent. So it's going to be teed up and kicked off here by Char from the 35. And this ball will roll out of the end zone for a touchback. And with that, they'll start from the 20. The New Mexico offense, that is. The start of the third quarter begins now. What adjustments have New Mexico made to try to bring themselves back in this game after scoring 0 points? Do you think 5 defensive linemen is able to be stopped? New Mexico's killing them with pressure because they're 75. Yeah, to be honest, for 5-man rush, it is difficult to stop. Dead play right off of the snap. So this one's coming back. It's going to be a -5. It's going to set up a 1st and 15 for Grandview. Excuse me, New Mexico. New Mexico's, I don't want to say New Mexico's killing them with pressure. I'm sure you're talking about Grandview. But if you are, then yes, absolutely. With them setting that much players in the backfield, it's hard to be able to get it off. And here it is yet again. A huge overthrow. No chance for the receiver to make the catch. 3rd and 15 now. If you guys don't know what I was reading off of, I was reading off of the comments by Chinks Goats. Appreciate you for watching. ECFFO, Sports better. No. Left side rollout by Bonafide Scrub. Bonafide Scrub has a receiver, and it's underthrown. Almost intercepted by Epic. As he forces an incompletion. Not getting the hands of a receiver. 2nd and 15 is what that brings up. It's been a struggle by Bonafide Scrub to have enough time to get this out. Honestly, if I really don't know how ECFL network looks like, but If there's one thing I'd say about my channel that I can improve on is simply presentation. Bonafide scrub fires to the right side, and it's incomplete. Too far for the Astros' hands, and now it's going to be New Mexico forcing themselves to punt. Bonafide scrub. It's been extremely inaccurate for the past 3 drives. And he has forced New Mexico to give the football away, and here they are giving the football away yet again. This time resulting in a punt. Here, a scrub. This one gets out. The ball's loose. Still loose, and Grandview falls on it. Navarrete with the fumble recovery. A disastrous play. So they can't even get the punt off. And here's Grandview from the 19 with excellent position to put themselves up by 35. So, here's Char again, trying to extend the lead yet again. Left side rollout. With all day to throw, he fires in, and wide open is Wee. Wee gets the block. Wee gets a first down. A gain of 10 inside the 10, which will set up a first and goal from the 9-yard line. Just moving down the field. It's a Grandview offense, left side rollouts. They were trying to look for a free play there as somebody wasn't lined up. And it's a perfect pass in the corner. You're Rushley in the end zone again. 34 points will send Grandview to the second round. The number 1 seed dominates their way to the next round. 34-0. An absolute shutout here by the Grandview offense. You need to do ads like ECFL SN. It adds much flavor. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, with that being the end of today's game, we're going to show you guys a bracket. Here is Grandview sitting at number 1. And here's the other teams. Monroe absolutely dominating their way to the second round. And West Hills beating Southwest to get their way to the second round. And Snow Badgers, an absolute filler between LA Valley, just luckily gets their way to the second round. So, with Grandview winning this game in dominant fashion, they'll be facing Monroe in the second round, who's been waiting to meet them. So it's going to be a 1 versus 3 matchup, which hopefully I'll be excited to give you guys coverage of that one. So, with the final score being 34-0, New Mexico season comes to an end, and Grandview season moves on to the next time. For more broadcasts around all VRSN channels, follow me on Twitch. The only time I'll be streaming on Twitch if leagues do not allow me to stream on YouTube. I do suggest that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is where all my VRSN streams have been and will continue to be with your support. If you're looking to join the league, it's in the description. If you don't know what this league is, it's called RJCAA. If you're curious and if you have interest in playing it, it's in the description. Just click the link and follow all the instructions given by the league itself. I do just appreciate you guys for watching. I would suggest that you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Row Football broadcasting content. It's a basketball league that I have seen, so I'll try and possibly get some Row basketball in the mix. This is VRSN, VJ's Roblox Sports Network. It can't be Sports Network if I'm only covering one sport. So yeah, that's what I have planned. So the final score yet again being 34-0. Grandview comes on top against the New Mexico offense and defense. Have a great Monday night as we're going to go away here. Thank you guys for watching.